shocking. Meghan's face blanched as Sinead O'Connor claims Piers Morgan wants to sleep with her. Nothing compares to you, singer Sinead O'Connor shared her response to Piers Morgan after an invitation to appear on his new show, but the response has divided fans. Sinead O'Connor has shared her brutal response to Piers Morgan on social media after the former Good Morning Britain host invited her to appear on his new show Uncensored. The Nothing Compares to You singer was asked to appear on Piers' new talk show shortly after the death of her son Sinead O'Connor, but rejected the TV host's invitation. Sinead recently shared a screenshot of the email she sent to Piers in response to the invitation, with the caption, "Piers Morgan's been trying to get me on his breakfast show since Shani died. Here's what I emailed him in response, hopefully you'll chortle your tea out your nose." Her reply to Piers Morgan read, "Hi Piers, I think it's best I don't do your show because of the irresistible temptation. I would have to point out that you're dying to be balls deep in Meghan Markle so bad it's driven you crazy, and that your dislike of Prince Harry is down to his being balls deep in her 10 times a day. It being the case that if you were ever to get near her, which would never happen, you'd last 10 seconds, and that would be that for 10 days. Sinead's response to Piers Morgan has since divided fans, with some applauding the singer, while others were less impressed. Piers Morgan, whose new 60-minute talk show will soon air on TV platforms including Fox Nation and Sky News Australia, has since responded to Sinead's recent social media post. His tweet mentioned that after reading the email he did indeed chortle tea out of his nose. His response also began with, "Hi Sinead, a delight to hear from you." The TV host went on to add, 3 things. A. I haven't hosted a breakfast show for a year. B. I actually fancy you, not Meghan. Think it's the G.I. Jane hair thing. C. I was so sorry about your son. Hope you're okay. Piers met Meghan years ago after he followed her on Twitter and she messaged him saying she was a fan of his. The pair developed a virtual friendship before meeting for a drink in London when Meghan visited the UK to watch Serena Williams at Wimbledon. "We had 2 hours in the pub, she had a couple of dirty martinis and pints, we got on brilliantly," he said of the meeting during an appearance on The Late Late Show. "Then I put her in a cab, and it turns out it was the cab that took her to a party where she met Prince Harry. The next night they had a solo dinner and that was the last I ever heard from Meghan Markle. I never heard from her again. Meghan Markle ghosted me." From his retelling of the encounter, from his perspective, where he says she looked $1 million and something special, it seems as if he was hurt that someone he had developed a friendship with was no longer interested. Of course, it makes perfect sense from Meghan's side. You go to London and are set up with Prince Harry, you probably don't want to divulge everything you've been up to one of the most notorious tabloid reporters in the UK. We can only imagine Harry's face when Meghan might have told him about her developing friendship with Piers Morgan, given how tabloid-averse he was and the fact the couple clearly wanted to keep their relationship private at first. He would have been right too, since Piers wrote a tell-all article about his 2 hours in the pub with Harry's new girlfriend the week Harry and Meghan went public. And yet, it was the fact Meghan distanced herself from Piers after meeting Harry that made him conclude she isn't a genuine person. "I really liked her, this is why it hurts," he said. "I just think she's a slight social climber, I'm afraid."